Hello, welcome to Foraging for Balance. I'm Jackie, and today I'll be leading you on an approximately 30-minute sequence peaking in tree pose. So let's get started. Find a comfortable seated position on your mat. I invite you to close your eyes for a moment. Really root down through your sitting bones, just like a tree. Let's center ourselves, focusing on that in and out of your breath. If you'd like to set an intention for yourself today, go ahead and do that. All right, let's go ahead, open up the eyes. We'll just start with some gentle neck stretches. Take our right ear down to our right shoulder. Maybe rest a hand on top. All right, keeping your torso really upright. Let's roll chin down to chest. So we're just bending the neck and not slouching forward. Let's continue that motion. We're going to take left ear over to left shoulder. Again, you can rest a hand on top if you like. Let's come back up to center. Then I want you to turn and look over your right shoulder. Let's release. Turn and look over your left shoulder. And release. From here, let's warm up our arms and our wrists a little bit. Take hands out to the sides, fingertips on the floor. So inhale, sweeping the arms up and rotating the wrists. Once you hit the top, let's exhale and reverse the wrist rotation, bringing hands back to the floor. All right, we'll do this several times. Follow your breath. All right, next time you make your way to the top, let's pause there. All right, beautiful. Keep breathing. Interlace your fingers. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, let's tip to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, tip left. Okay, we're bending with the winds of change. Mostly we're warming up our spine. One more round. Back to center. Release the arms down. From here, let's just take our hands behind the back. Interlace your fingers. And I'll turn just so you can see it better. See if you can press down and then lift. And it's okay if your lift doesn't really get anywhere. Keep nice and tall through the torso. Even if you don't feel your arms lifting, just that action is going to help stretch. Okay? And then let's release. And we'll do some twists. So from here, let's reach hands out in front of us, palms facing each other. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, twist to your right, bringing arms down. Inhale up. Exhale, twist left, bringing the arms down. So let's keep flowing side to side. Know that we're warming up, so it's not going to be the biggest, deepest twist you can do. Okay, let's finish this round up. Come back to center and bring hands down to your knees. From here, we're going to do some seated torso circles just to help warm up the spine a little more and start getting the hips involved. So hands on knees, shift our weight over to the right, scoop across right to left, and then when you hit left, we're going to scoop back, so we're curving and around. All right? Add the breath, so inhale across the front, exhale around the back. Okay, let's do one more. And then let's reverse that motion. Last circle. All right, and we'll just come back to our neutral seated position. We're going to work on some seated cats and cows. Okay, so hands stay on the knees. And inhale. Chest comes forward. Look up slightly. Your booty's going to kind of pop out and back, and we're going to exaggerate that low back curve a little bit. Exhale. Chin to chest, tuck the tailbone, your whole spine should round back. Good. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, close. Keep following your breath. Let's do one more. And back to sitting nice and tall. From here, we're going to make our way to standing. So I'll give you a couple options. You might be able to just lift your knees, rock forward, come up and uncross. Right. For some of you, that is not going to be an option. So if that is not an option, I suggest bringing both knees to one side, coming up on your knees so we're kneeling. Step 1 foot forward. You can brace your hands on your thigh if you like. Press down and come to standing. All right, now that we're standing, let's just start out facing each other, however that orients you on your mat. Because for a moment, we just want to focus on our mountain pose. So feet hip width apart. Check in with your feet. You want your weight distributed between the front and back. Okay. Check in with your ankles. See if they roll in a little bit. A lot of people do and they don't even realize it. If they do, press just gently into the outside edges of your feet. Unlock your knees. If you're a knee locker like me, check your pelvis, make sure it's level. We're not popping our butt out in the back or pressing our hips forward and tipping back. Imagine somebody is pulling you up from the top of your head with a string. And for right now, let's bring our palms facing forward. Just helps open across the front of the chest. Really ground down, really root through your feet. All right, Let's do a little exercise here. I want you to try lifting all your toes up, wiggling them around, and then pressing them back into the mat. Right? And let's check in with another foot exercise. I want you to try lifting just your big toes on each foot. Other toes stay pressed into the mat. Great job. Let's release. All right, and then we're going to try the opposite. Keep your big toes pressed into the mat. Lift all 4 other toes on each foot. And bring them back down. Great job. From here, let's get our knees moving a little bit and our hips a little bit more with some chair poses. So I want you to flow with your breath. Use what feels most natural for you, whether you like to sit on your inhale or sit on your exhale. It doesn't really matter as long as we choose one for the exhale or one for the sit and one for the standing back up, okay? So I like to sit on my inhale. Here we go. So we're going to sit, bring the arms down. Let's try that again. Whew. Okay. So let's sit, bring arms up by your ears, and then come back to standing. Make sure your knees stay in line with hips and ankles. Sometimes people like to bow the knees out. But when you do that, you're putting extra pressure on the joint, one side of the joint. So we want to keep everything lined up. All right, let's try a few more. Sit as low as feels comfortable for you. Let's do 2 more. Beautiful. Now, if you're not already, I would like you to head to the top of your mat, which sadly means I'm not going to face you anymore, but the side view is better for these moves anyway. All right, so find your really nice, stable mountain pose up at the top. We're going to start out, inhale. Step your right foot back, coming into a high lunge. So heel is lifted, we're on the ball of the foot in the back, deep bend in the front knee. Let's inhale, taking arms up overhead. We're gazing right in front of us. Beautiful. From here, we're going to transfer into our warrior 2. So the back foot is going to pivot so you can bring your heel down and your toes are going to be turned out to the right. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. Just depends a lot on how your hip is built. Let's rotate the torso to face the long edge of the mat or top right corner and float the arms down so they're in line with your legs. You want to look over your front fingertips. Here's our warrior 2. From here, let's reverse our warriors. So let's let that right hand drop to the back of the right thigh, and we'll do the swoop method today. So left hand swoops across in front of you till it comes overhead. Reach toward the back of your mat. If you prefer a different way to get to your reverse warrior, go for it. You can look up at this top arm, or if that does not suit your neck, look at anything else you like. Let's inhale, tip back to warrior 2. Straighten your front leg. We're going to head to triangle pose. If you hyperextend, try not to lock that knee. We want to keep that micro bend. So reach forward with that left hand, tip it down, right hand to the ceiling, triangle pose. So you see the triangle built by my legs. triangle here between my arm and my leg. If this top arm gets tired, you can bring your hand down to your hip, making yet another triangle there. All right, let's engage the core. Tip your torso back up. Relax the arms. Step your feet together. All right, fantastic. Now that we know what's going on, let's try it on the other side. Inhale, step that left foot back, finding our high lunge. So deep bend in the right knee. Hips are facing the top of our mat right now. Inhale, take arms up overhead. Check in with your low back and your pelvis. Make sure we're in neutral. It's really easy to over-exaggerate this back curve so that the front of your hip doesn't have to stretch. Make sure we are keeping our back safe, making the front of that left hip stretch. Okay, from here, let's find our way to warrior two. We're gonna rotate that back foot down. Torso turns more to the long side of your mat. Arms float down. Make sure shoulders are stacked right over hips. No leaning forward. And hip, knee, and ankle stay in line. Let's find our reverse warrior, letting that left hand drop to the back of the left thigh. Right hand swoops across, comes overhead, reaches toward the back of the mat. Let's tip back to warrior two. We'll straighten that front leg without locking. Reach and tip. And it's okay, you might be up here on your thigh. You might be able to reach the floor. Work wherever you're at. Using the core, let's tip up. Exhale, relax those arms, step your feet together. Lovely work. We're going to do it a few more times because repetition helps us really know where we're going in those poses, makes it easier for us to set up each time, okay? Let's start really rooted down through our feet. This is the foundation for our standing poses. Next, inhale, step your right foot back, finding high lunge. Take those arms up overhead, like the limbs of a tree. If your arms ever get tired, feel free to find another arm position, maybe hands to heart. And let's find ourselves in warrior two. Arms nice and level. Keeping this lined up so our knee doesn't rotate inward. Let's reverse our warriors. Take your favorite route there. Don't lose that bend in your front knee. Okay, let's inhale. We're going to tip back up. Straighten that front leg. Reach forward and tip, finding triangle pose. If you like, you can look up at that top arm. You could look down at the floor or just right in front of you. Depends what your neck needs today. Let's inhale, tip it back up. Exhale, relax the arms. Step your feet together. Let's take it to the left side now. Your next inhale, Step your left foot back, deep bend in our right knee, taking the arms up overhead for our high lunge. Let's find our way to warrior two, pivoting that back foot down, floating the arms down, looking over our front fingertips. Let's reverse our warriors. Really reaching through that top arm, feeling a stretch on the outside or the right side of your body here. Let's inhale, tip it back up to warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Reach forward, keeping your torso long here, and tip, finding triangle pose. Let's inhale, tip it back up. Exhale, release the arms, step your feet together. All right, one more time on each side. Starting from our very rooted position at the top of our mat. Inhale, step it back to high lunge. Good, rotate it, open, finding your warrior two. Really grounding down through both feet. Let's reverse these warriors. Find warrior two and head to triangle pose. Let's tip it back up. Exhale, relax those arms, step your feet together. Great job. Last time through, left side. Inhale, step it back to your high lunge. Again, if your arms get tired, take any other arm position that calls to you. Let's pivot and ground. Arms parallel to the floor for warrior two. We'll reverse these warriors. Find your way back to warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Reach and tip. Let's engage, bringing our torsos back up. Exhale, release the arms, step your feet together. Fantastic job. I'm going to turn and face you now. So we're going to hit our tree poses. So let's start out really rooting down through our feet, just like we did when we found our mountain poses. I want to start from a really stable foundation, really balanced. Okay, your arms can just relax at your sides. Imagine your roots going down deep into the ground, keeping you stable. Though we are going to unroot one foot. We can do it. All right, let's shift all of our weight over to the right foot. Bring your left heel to your right ankle. So if you're feeling pretty wobbly, you might stay here. Otherwise, you can travel that foot up the inside of your leg, taking it wherever you like. Left knee's opening up to the side. Use your favorite arms. They could be out at your sides, kind of like a balance beam. You could put hands on hips, hands at heart, or send your branches up in the air. Let's release the arms down, release your foot down. Notice how you feel from one side to the other, and maybe shake it out. All right, really rooting down through the left foot now. We're going to shift all of our weight there. Right heel comes in. Again, could stay here, could travel. Take whatever arms are calling to you. Could be the same or different than your first side. And try to look at something not moving. Great job. Let's release back down. Gently release the arms. Great job. From here, we're going to make our way back down to the floor. So just reverse whatever you did earlier, whether that was a low lunge and going back to kneeling and then sitting, or maybe you just cross your feet at the ankles and sit on down. Okay, I'll meet you on the mat. All right, now that we're all seated on the floor again, I want you to face the long edge of your mat, and we're just going to do some gentle stretching to cool down. Let's do some hamstring stretches, but we'll do one at a time. I want you to bend your left knee. Keep your right leg long, toes to the ceiling. Inhale tall. Exhale, fold it forward, finding that fold from your hips. All right, there's no magic that happens if you hit your toes. We want to feel that stretch mostly in our leg and not mostly in our back, okay? Let's inhale, sit up nice and tall. We'll extend the left leg long, and we'll switch sides. We'll bend the right knee. We're just taking the hamstring out of the equation. Left leg is active, toes to the ceiling. We're going to inhale nice and tall. Exhale, fold it forward, reaching for your toes. Taking anything that you find along the way, whether you're holding onto your thigh, your shin, your toes, or just resting your hands on the floor. Let's inhale nice and tall. Exhale, extend both legs long. Maybe shake them out and point and flex at the ankle a couple of times. All right. You face whichever way works best for you. I'm going to turn toward you. Let's bend both knees, bringing the soles of your feet together, finding butterfly pose. All right. So you can pull those feet in, or you can bring yourself to your feet. We want to hold on to our ankles, not our toes, just so we don't pull our ankles in a wonky way that they shouldn't really go. Okay? I want to focus on opening up those knees. You can use your muscles, and let gravity help you out. Right? If you like, you could lean forward. Again, trying to find that motion from your hips. Great job. Let's sit up nice and tall. Bring the knees together. And hands on the floor, let's just swish side to side for a moment like windshield wipers. And then tip both your knees over to the right. We're going to pick the left one up, pull it back so both legs are sitting on the floor. Try to sit up nice and tall between them. I know it can be a struggle. Whew, it's okay if you're off center a little bit. Here we go. We're going to add a twist. So let's twist to our right. So you want to be looking at a thigh and not at toes, okay? See if maybe your left hand can reach your right knee. We're just going to twist. You decide how deep you'd like to go in this twist. Listen to your body. You want to feel a nice stretch, nothing painful. Next inhale, let's unwind it. Stack that left leg on top of the right again. We're going to tip our knees up and over so they're both pointing to the left. Right leg's on top. Pick it up, pull it back. Sitting up nice and tall between our legs. Exhale, twist to your left. Maybe you can bring your right hand to your left knee. No worries if you can't. Find your amount of stretch today. All right, let's unwind it. Stack your knees back up. Do a little windshield wiper again. And let's find some stillness. If you're facing the short edge of your mat, perfect, stay right there. If you're not, let's pivot so we are. And I want you to slowly roll on down onto your back. It is time for Shavasana. So your arms relax near your sides, palms up. Extend your legs. Let your feet fall in or out. And try to let yourself fully relax. Maybe adjust shoulder blades, maybe grab a blanket. If for any reason you can't relax in this position, feel free to find another one that feels good to you. Maybe constructive rest. Maybe you want to come on up and find yourself in a child's pose. Right? Whatever your favorite Shavasana position is, I invite you to close your eyes and feel yourself rooting down to the earth, intertwining with it as you are linked. Right, stay right there. I want you to fully relax head to toe. Your breathing is relaxed and even. And take this time for yourself. Just be the tree. Except for now you're lying down. All right, so we're going to spend a little bit of time here and then I'll slowly guide you back out. invite you now to awaken your body by taking small, gentle movements. And when you're ready, bend your knees so your feet are flat on the ground. And then roll to one side, pausing to take a breath or two there before slowly coming up to a comfortable seated position. Okay, we're going to end today's practice a little differently than I normally do. I want you all to reach your arms out to the sides and then give yourself a big old hug, congratulating yourself for showing up on your mat today and working on this tree-inspired sequence. We'll open it up and give yourself one more hug with the opposite arm on top. You did such a fantastic job today. Open it up again and then bring hands together at heart center. I wish you peace, love, and happiness. Thank you for joining me for this session. All right, I'll leave you now to have a great day. Bye.